Hey guys, today's video we have a with our SCDRL race coming up at the end of the month. Next month, first of next month. We have a customer that has also requested that we do some testing on his car. So this is DankForce right here. So this car runs in Top Fuel Hard Body and Top Fuel Unlimited. It's got a big motor in it. It is a hard body. It looks like the motor is I can't even read it. Looks like it's a one ohm, but a couple of different people have engraved on this. I'm not going to name both of them because it is kind of contradictory, but it does say that it's a 1 ohm arm. So 1 ohm, I mean, it's running 350s. It probably could be a little bit faster with the 1 ohm because I think we've run 350s with the 1.5 ohm. So we're going to take a look at it real quick. The specific test that he requested we do is he purchased level 4 traction mags or Pro 4, and he wants us to try the car with the Pro 4s instead of the Pro 10s. But before I do that, I'm going to just comb over the car and make sure that I don't visibly see anything that I wouldn't want to change right off the cuff. So the number one thing right off the get-go is the gear mesh is too tight. Okay, so we're gonna fix that. And before we make those changes to the magnets that he requested, we're gonna make the car faster in general, then we'll do those changes. So he will be stoked either way, but yeah, this is way too tight. So it had the spacing in it for the 7-tooth pinion, and this is definitely an 8-tooth. So we're gonna fix that real quick. We're gonna get out our puller and our press, and we will need a shim also, but we'll jump in there in a second here. So this has the Viper one-piece bronze spacer on it right now, which, like I said, that is great, but that's what is used on a 7-tooth pinion. So we're gonna see what that mic's out at. Should be around like 21 thousandths. This one, actually it's 19.5. So we are gonna put a 15 in this thing. Let's jump in here. I don't have to hide anything in my drawers anymore now that we've released the Viper, the V3, which is pretty cool. Every time I open my drawers in previous videos, I always was like, oh crap, hopefully it's not in there. But we would have edited it anyways, you know. So just change that out. Has a little bit of spacing, which is exactly what we want. We're gonna go ahead and install that gear. The rear rim. And then I'm gonna check and make sure that the clearance on this thing, as far as like the track clearance goes, is good. See what size tires these are. 450s. Okay, so pretty much all we did was that gear change. The car ran 357 and a 356 prior, but we need it to be faster, so we're gonna clean up the shoes. And keep in mind too, guys, like we don't ever, like when someone sends in cars, we don't do anything but clean the tires on them unless the customer specifies that, or in the odd case that there's something that is wrong with it that can be fixed, like the rear axle is put in backwards or something like that, which we have had that happen. We will swap it just so that the car can race. But let me grab a setup block real quick here. We're gonna look at where the car is at. So the car looks fine. I don't see anything that looks like I don't want it to look like. Car's full advanced. We're gonna put some voodoo in it. I have no idea how, looks like the in-bell, looks like the bearings or the brushes have been soldered or epoxied in place, which you can do. I haven't done that for a long time because We really haven't needed to with the way that the Viper end bell is opposed to the old G Plus one. But let's go test this thing. And while we're out there, we might as well take the magnets back there and do our other test. So we'll just go back there. I'll take my glasses and the parts, and let's go see. All right, guys, so we're at the drag strip. We got DankForce out. Car ran 57 and a 56 before. All we did was change the gear mesh, made it a little bit happier. I actually need to clean the tires real quick, even though it was put away clean. You know the drill. But I suspect a 330 out of it. Let's see what we get. All right, pretty good lick. And 339. So we just dropped 0.2 or 0.02 off the car, which is pretty dang good. I mean, it didn't cost any money other than that 15 thou spacer. But I'm gonna just put that up here as our baseline. Actually, baseline, we're gonna do old, 0.357, new, 0.339. Gosh. And we're gonna do, that's with Pro 10s on the tractions. And we're gonna do Pro 4 first. But you know how we like to do these things. We like to run 5 passes consecutive in order to really know what it's doing. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, 345. Okay, and I usually don't like to do this on cars like this because high power cars like this can generate a lot of heat in one run. So we're only gonna do 3. Normally we would do 5. We're just gonna do 3. Okay. 342. So that's pretty much where it's living. Now I am going to pop these traction mags out. I am going to run it without them first, just so that I have to pull the clip and magnets one less amount of time. So those are level 10s coming out. Actually, it doesn't matter. I could have put them in there, but this is kind of an odd setup here because no traction mags, has level 42 motor mags. It might spin the heck out of the tires. I do not expect it to go faster, but he wants to know. I'm gonna stand here in case it spins tires real hard so I can grab it. But, and two, actually, this is actually usually how I breathe through my teeth. Sounds just like this. And it always brings to mind an old employee that used to stomp upstairs all the time. I'm not gonna name any names, so. Sam might name a name, but I'm not going to. All right, here we go. No traction mags. Ooh. I'm not gonna run it again because without those. So I ran a 377. It spun the tire and it did not sound good. So, like I said, not gonna bother running that combo again. I don't want to jack it up. I need to make sure that the teeth on the gear are okay. They are. But it did spin the tire pretty hard. I don't know if you guys picked it up. You might have picked it up off of my mic, but it hit RPM that it shouldn't have hit. And if you continue to run it like that, it's a real good way of causing some armature damage. But we're gonna go ahead and put the level 4s in it. honestly don't expect these to be better. And keep in mind too, that's just the combo that we have. We're not making a tire change. If we were running sponge tires, that actually, or this is a legit combo for the guys like the top fuel record holder right now, Terry Flynn. I mean, that car I believe has level 4 or level 10 tractions, and it has a large sponge tire on it. So that combo does work. It's just with the parts that we have right now that were supplied to us, this is what we're getting. But this is level 4. Let's see what this does. If it's not anywhere close, I'm not even gonna bother running more passes with it. Okay, not too bad. Still seemed like it spun a little bit, but it did run a 349. So 349, 107. So that's not too bad. I think I will cool it down a little bit, clean the tires. We'll run it again. Just make sure, I mean, there is temperature there. So let's actually use the air compressor. It's probably gonna be really loud for you guys, but let's head back to the compressor. Sounds like a fart. Oh yeah, it's nice and cool now. Okay, the car has farted. Let's see what it does cool. So if it's around the same time, then I think that we jump back to the Pro 10s, and that would be our consensus there. But let's run these guys. Nice and cool. This is a total, basically cold run off the trailer. It's about the same. Yeah, 353. 353, so real quick, I'm gonna throw the 10s back in there and we will run it one last time. And that will pretty much be it. So this car, I mean, in order to get this thing faster, in order to run where it needs to run, I mean, I think it probably just needs more horsepower. Like, it's running very respectable for what it is right now, but I think it's probably at a point where it needs some more horsepower. Maybe a little bit more gearing. I mean, it does have an 8-tooth on it, but you could go to a 9. It does have a 22 tooth. You know, I would probably stick with that 22 tooth, but let's see. So it's still fairly cool, but this is back to our original level 10 setup, respaced. Let's see what we got. Okay, so that was a 340. 340, so we ran a 39, 45, 42, and a 40. So that car is solid right there. This side, we probably would have ran 49, 53. You know, it could have run a little slower, maybe a little bit faster, but it's not gonna drop down into this average here. So my consensus is that maybe more gearing, but the problem with gearing it more is it's only a 1 ohm arm, which is powerful, but for this class, like, you probably need to be, you know, 1/2 to 3/4 ohm. So we'll let the customer know. If you guys have any ideas, let us know in the comments. And if you have cars that you want us to do the same testing on, and let us know. We'll see you on the next one.